book of Malachi says he come in fields and take them by violence.
Yep.
Okay. So that's how he lives. That's how he get down. Matter of fact, somebody get Revelation 6 and 4.
Yeah, credit card
If I may add to, I was watching a documentary earlier, I forgot the name of it, but they mentioned how United States Army bases over in Australia and then the islands surrounding China, how they have China surrounded. You know? And that's one of the biggest things that China worries about. So that goes back to the brother was saying, how so like you say, lands by violence.
Habakkuk said that they somebody get there real quick. Habakkuk 2. Yeah, somebody get Habakkuk 2. Let's start from like 5. What the writer said. It's Habakkuk 2.
2 and verse 5. They also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man.
Yeah, his wine is his dictatorship, democracy, his philosophy, that's his wine. He's going to dress by wine.
Neither keep it at home.
Neither keep it at home. He got his bases, military bases, his U.S. What they call them? Assemblies? Embassies. He got U.S. embassies in other people's countries.
It don't even. It don't even stop there. You have to think about. I'll say it like this. Navy-wise, there's a imaginary line that's a boundary between whose territory it is on the water. America sits on their boundaries. They sit there and they test them like crossing their boundaries. Trying to flex it. They flex it. But if something does happen,
Yeah, credit card.
What y'all gonna do?
yeah.
What y'all gonna do? They did a big flex on going to Taiwan.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Which technically, to be honest, it ain't a big flex. Okay? It ain't a big flex because that has happened before. Right? But it made it a flex because China spoke out and said, if you do this, we're gonna do that. And they didn't do shit. See?
Yeah, China recently put sanctions on the United States. I think yesterday or the day before yesterday.
See?
Oh yeah.
Because Pelosi did. So this is all theater war. War games. It's called war games. This is war games. Are you gonna shoot us down? All right, shoot us down. Then we finna go.
They said they don't.
Because they know they look. Like the scripture said, who can make war with the beast? Still can't make war with the beast. They need everybody to get together to destroy this building. Okay? You still can't make war with the beast according to prophecy.
That's why the scripture says all these shall take up this proverb
Against the exactly. Go ahead.
Habakkuk 2 and 5. They also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
Yep, enlarges his desire as hell. Then he put his central bank systems all over the world. You know, not in every nation, but majority of the nations have a central bank system.
If they don't, they get destroyed.
And if they don't, they get heavy sanctions and tariffs on them. You know.
Look at Gaddafi and Libya.
Yep, they didn't want it,
Yep.
but now they have it. Muammar.
Muammar.
Yep. That was back in 2011.
That was the same thing with
Took that
Ukraine.
nigga out.
That was with the Ukraine and Kiev in 2015.
Yeah.
The IMF wanted to put the bank there, and they didn't. So they announced the coup, and that's why we have the whole thing going on with Ukraine and Russia today. Because Russia ain't playing that shit.
Because it was called a hostile takeover.
Yep.
It was a hostile takeover. Okay, they set up their agents. They set up their puppets of the other nations too. They have CIA agents of Russia. They have because Putin he was the CIA of Russia. KGB. But then they have other American CIA Russians. Like remember me and you used to watch Strike Back. They broke it all down in that series Strike Back.
Because he had double agent.
They have triple agents.
Yep. That's what that's what the Black Widow in Avengers is. She's a double agent.
Yeah.
She used to work for Russia, so she was doubling back, working for America.
Yep. That's real.
And if I could say, speaking of double agents,
this is part of the reason why Russia hates America. When you go back to World War II, and Russia was having their civil war, you had that propaganda machine from Tavistock, and you had Vladimir Lenin that was pushing the propaganda during Russia's civil war, and they found out that America had CIA agents planted in Russia that was pushing the propaganda that was helping destabilize the USSR during that time.
Yep.
And that's why Russia now today is on America's ass, man. And you learn that.
They don't forget. They don't forget.
Huh.
Because remember, Putin was a young man at that time.
Yep.
So he's like, look, nigga, when I get to this position,
It's a wrap.
So,
he been longing for this day. You know?
Yeah,
Putin
that's,
wanted to slavery too.
He is the best.
well, that's the reason why they did it for Brittany Garner. You know, like they any chance they get, they want to do something, you know, to America.
Yeah, that's just a distraction. That ain't really shit.
Yeah, they ain't
That
shit,
bitch
you know,
went
just
over
put
there
it out there.
trying to. That ain't really nothing, to be honest. The bitch went over there. She shouldn't have had that shit. They lost on play. That's really as simple as it gets. They be making it big because of the situation that's happening with Russia and Ukraine. You know. Well, that bitch probably could be a setup. It probably could be a setup. Probably just something to distract. To get the you gotta remember this is psychological warfare. They want to get your mind to be like, oh, we gotta do something against Putin. We gotta do something against Russia. They got America. They got an American. They got an American. She's a basketball player. And she's a female. Man, that's a female. Man, that's a female. It's a scary ass.
No, it's propaganda.
Yeah, she's part of the alphabet crew. It's propaganda. Fuck that bitch. She's probably chilling somewhere. Take them stupid ass, weird ass pictures. As if she being real detained. You know, look, hey, Kanye West said, hey, don't believe nothing you see on TV, man. Shit.
Well,
Can't believe every fucking thing.
If I could say, remember the documentary, The Social Club? And I was watching it last night, and they went to the algorithm of how they get people to click on certain things.
Yeah.
And to spark people's minds, they have the refresh rates and all that to spark people's minds.
And that keep popping up is gonna gear your mind to think about this.
Yep.
Think about this. It's psychological warfare. That's what happened in 9/11. They made armies grow tough. They kept on showing 9/11. They kept on showing the so-called planes we wasn't playing. All right, it wasn't that was technology. It wasn't no plane hit this shit. But anyway, they kept showing it over and over and over. You know, they made commercials. They made movies on it. So to get people roused up to go to war. It's psychological warfare. It makes you fearful, it makes you react, it makes you show your emotions, it makes you divide. That's what this devil's doing. You know?
They do the radio too. That's what people are like. They'll have certain songs playing back to back to back.
Yep. It's a psyop, man.
hey, I got an article. It says statue of Russian President Vladimir Putin appears in New York City's Central Park playground.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah. Yeah, he a French artist. His name James, Carlema or some shit?
Go ahead.
Back in Habakkuk 2:5, they also, because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and
This
is
is the
as
same
that.
thing. Same thing the ancient Roman Empire was. Okay? They spread their armies too thin. That's what the Roman Empire was doing. So they were easily besieged and attacked. That's what's going to happen to a country. Go ahead.
Death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Right. Hey, that's the reason why this place is called Babylon. And this is the revived Roman Empire. Right? All nations are being to this place. Just as in the ancient Roman Empire, they would make leagues for other nations, and say, hey, you're welcome to join our, society. You'll be what's the word? Tributary. So they have to pay tribute unto Rome, and taxes and whatnot. So it's the same way now. Like they, that's how they built up their army, and gained notoriety in that time. So it's the same thing being repeated in this time, man.
Book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Right, the elites. That's all they do is, devise iniquity and work evil upon their bed. They can't sleep unless they, like Scripture said, call something to boil. Somebody eat that. You know, this is always in their mind. Yeah.
Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Right. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hands. All right. They got the power to pass certain legislations and laws and bills. All right. So they forward it, you know, every day. You said when they wake up, starting, you know, and that's what they do, man. They forward these wicked agendas. Somebody get ideas.
Hey, you look at John Words advice, it goes into basically a system. So they said that they know that they have the power with their system. It prevailed so far. So the Bible is a planner event. So they see their vision, plans come to fruition. So that's how you know that they have the power. This book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief. And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
Right there. Hey, really self-explanatory, man. They can't sleep unless they cause something to fall, man. Unless they commit some sort of mischief, all right, and forward their agenda in the earth, they lose sleep because they're like, look, we want to, you know, it's in the power of their hands.
Hello, brother. Could y'all let's come pull
Hold
up?
on.
This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
Right.
It's in the
They decree unrighteous decrees. When you go to decree, you go to mandates, you know, orders, you know, different laws. You know? And it's unrighteous decrees that they decree, man. It ain't something that's beneficial to humanity. You know? It's something that really just benefits the higher ups and not everybody else, man.
to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people.
Right. To turn aside the needy from judgment and take away what? Right.
And take away the right from the poor of my people.
Right. You know, they constantly afflicting the poor, man. The poor get poorer and the rich get richer. You know, that's how this whole Ponzi scheme is set up, man. Capitalism, democracy. All right, it's all a scheme, all right, to benefit the elites, man. You know, while everybody else get fucked over, man. All right, but it's in their power to forward this wickedness in the earth for a particular point in time, man. You know, we in the time where they get taken out of the way. But go back to that mic.
Micah chapter 2, verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence.
Right. They covet fields and take them by violence. If you go into that word covet, or they covet. To covet means to want what the next person has. All right. When you watch that documentary, Confessions of an Economic Hitman, it tells you that right in the very beginning of that documentary. You know, he said that they identify certain countries that have resources. All right, and then big corporations covet after them, and then they set up certain schemes in order to extract those resources out of that country. You know, based off of covetous schemes. All right, and that goes back to the African, the second chapter.
And that's also an example of that is Zimbabwe, right? What happened when that oil showed up there? I don't know, it was some time ago, right? But then they came out and said that so-called ISIS ran them all out, killing people. They said that they took over that production.
Right.
But I got you.
Book of Micah chapter 2, verse 2. and they covet fields and take them by violence.
Right, by violence. All right, going back to that Genesis 27 chapter, the blessing of Esau. By his sword shall he live, sustain life. It's through violent means, man. He's the bloody man, man. All right. See, and we living in a time where you're gonna get righteous retribution for his bloodshed, man. Since thou hast not hated blood, even bloodshed will not see. Back in Ezekiel 35th chapter. You got it. No.
It says, and take them away. So like and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man in his house, even a man and his heritage.
Right, and that applies to us as a nation. All right, the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites that the scriptures are that speak about. Man. All right, he oppressed us in our heritage, man. He even took our heritage upon himself. You know, the little hats, the Jewish people. You know, so this is telling you who it's talking about, man. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you can extrapolate and understand who this is talking about. Who did this? You know, those Amalekites, man. All right, the Lord is furious with those Amalekites, the so-called Jewish people, the head of Esau. Oh, yeah. It's like, you know, I should say Ish people, right? Like, hopefully they don't cut the,
That goes back to what brother was talking about earlier, about censorship.
Oh, yeah. Go back to that.
Anybody get a hold of it? This is Ecclesiastes. This is Rock 14:9. The reason says a covetous man's eyes is not satisfied with his portion. And you're dealing with Esau and everybody have their own portion. You know? He's not satisfied. That's why he occupied everybody's country. Take a piece, you know? Hey, on to the next slide. It says, and expanded with
Second Micah chapter 2, verse 3. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil from which ye shall not remove your necks.
Right. The family of Esau. Right. So the Lord has devised an evil against Esau. All right. And which he shall not remove his neck. He's not gonna get out of his judgment. Judgment is sealed. You know, it's irreversible. All right. You reap what you sow, as the scripture says. All right. So you got all these, you know, these Edomites, you know, nowadays say, no, you know, the past, we in the past. They got that, what's that? They trying to keep out of school. They trying to escape their past. They're like, no, you don't need to teach about this. You know, just sweep it under the rug. Hey, but the Lord ain't forgot about it. We ain't forgot about it, you know. Ecclesiastes 7:7, so your oppression making a wise man mad. All right, we still under oppression. That's why we out here.
It's worth more than every black person. The book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 4. And it reads, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Right. Power given to Esau. You go to red, it goes to crimson. All right, or you know, it identifies Esau. You know, red. All right. He was given that power by Yahweh Shai, through his father Isaac, that blessing us with the sword to take peace from the earth. Okay? That's what he's been doing. He's been taking peace from the earth.
And that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Right. So that's the reason why they call it the greatest military in the earth. All right? And they feel like, you know, they is such a great, they're terrible when it goes to the military. They're proud because of that. So they think they can go like Nancy Pelosi go over there to Taiwan you know, and you know, call the shots. But these other countries, they're like, man, we ain't calling no shots around here, you know. And that's causing what they say, wars and rumors of war, right? Say rumors will break out one year, and another year, and then war in the land. What you paraphrase? So this is gonna be a full-blown war, man. World War III. This is one of the last prophecies that has been fulfilled. All right, before we get out of here.
This is Jeremiah 49:16. Thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Right. Proverbs 60:18. Pride goeth before destruction. Esau's terribleness represents his military might. All right. The greatest military on earth, they say. That's the reason why he's so puffed up with pride. He figured, you know, they can provoke other nations, they can do this and do that, you know, and no retribution will come upon us. All right, but through that pride, the Lord is sealing them for that judgment, you know. But if they humble down, it was like, you know, hey, we ain't got it all. Hey, the Lord don't want to show them that type of person, man. So, proud in that spirit.
That holdest the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle. I will bring thee down from thence, said the Lord.
Right, as high as the eagle. The eagle represents it's a mascot for America, man. All right, the symbol. All right, I believe it was on ancient Rome, the eagle, right?
And it's a Babylonian. Also, it's on Babylonian too.
Right.
Babylonian Empire was doing the eagle as well. That was representing the eagle too.
Another way you tell us is stem from that, because what is their bird here? The nation's listening to the eagle.
Right, and the eagle is like a top predatory type of animal, man. You know, and they well known for their vision, you know, that they're able to see their prey at a distance. You know?
I was going to say that because they're not, eagle is not the strongest among
It's predatory because you can see from above it has an elevated status. Like Esau's elevated right now. His power, his power. Hey, yeah. So, but you know, obey the eagle too goes and swift too. But yeah, man, they're the most cowardly because they want to attack only from the back. That's how Esau is.
Or when an animal is giant.
Yeah.
And it attacks smaller animals.
Hey, that's Esau for you.
So the book of Obadiah. Book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 1. It reads, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh power concerning Edom.
Concerning Edom. Right? The Lord is speaking about this right here, man. We got it.
We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and so like an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise and let us rise up against her in battle.
Right. So the heathen nations are being gathered like it was second chapter, third chapter. You know, the Lord is gathering the nations against Esau, and as well as their allies. I believe that's in Revelation 17 chapter. You know, so the whole world is being gathered, you know, for this battle. All right, of World War III. All right, ultimately, Yahweh Shabbat for the Lord's judgment to ensue. All right, but hey, everybody gonna shoot their nukes on Babylon. Yeah.
This I already had it up, to be honest. It's Joel 3 and verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people,
Right.
for my heritage Israel.
Right. Jehoshaphat goes to Yahweh Shabbat in the Hebrew. Meaning judgment. Okay. So the Lord is gathering all the nations as we speak. You know, for the war to end all wars, man. All right. Yeah. and for his people. It says for his people, for his heritage. All right, this is all centered around the nation of Israel, man, the 12 tribes. All right.
Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Right. Yeah. We're not done.
The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
Right. He has been made small among the heathen, meaning, these other heathen nations, they have equal power as Esau, man. It's another scripture. Is that the same scripture to say, as thou become as weak as we? Or something, it's another scripture to say that. Because all these other nations have nuclear capability, as well as America, man. All right, that's the reason why, and Esau, for the longest, has tried to keep other nations from having that type of capability. That's the reason why they'll ask you, like, well, Scott, I was watching a little short clip the other day, The dude was like, it was like the Israel ambassador or something like that, defense secretary or something like that. And it was actually like, well, are y'all worried about what Iran got? How many what y'all got? And then he didn't want to answer the question. He was like, look, that don't matter. And then finally, he got probed enough. And he was like, look, all right, yeah, we got this. He was like, so what?
Oh yeah, dude, yeah. That's they have a little arrogant, they have help, so like So every country within the United Nations has to report.
They have to report their nukes after World War II.
Yep. But America falsified their numbers in Israel. Their shit say to be announced. It's the same thing every year. So like they don't have to go by the same rules and laws in all the other countries. But,
They technically do because of the agreement.
yeah.
So
That's why China cut off
But you think all the nations ain't, every nation ain't telling you.
right. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like that's what the scripture says. Come as weak as we.
I think I'm looking at all the arsenals.
Where you at? Isaiah 14? Oh, okay.
I'm in Isaiah 14.
We're trying to cut off all ties of talking. We will talk to America. I just seen an article.
China, right?
Yeah, China.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So things is heating up. That's why the scripture says the Lord muster up the host of the battle. In fact, real quick, since you're on that topic, can somebody please get that? What is it, Isaiah 13? Start at 13 and 1. I think it goes to 4.
This is the book of Isaiah,
Muster up the host of the battle.
chapter 13.
Go ahead.
This book of this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 1. It says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amoz did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice
And the
unto
banner.
them.
The banner is the scriptures. So what we're doing is, this is what Esau's mad about, because we're really what we're exposed to. We're lifting up the Bible and showing them their judgment. Remember, the Lord told Jeremiah, you will be a prophet of the nations. Okay? And as well in Revelation, the 10th chapter, John the Revelator was told that he was going to have to prophesy again against kings. Okay? So that's what it means by lifting up a banner upon the high mountain. The high mountain is the government. Okay? That's what it's talking about, the summit. Alright? The summit, the peak of a mountain is called a summit. Okay? So whenever you go into the scriptures, when you see mountain, majority of the time, it's actually talking about governments that's been set up. That's why they call it today the summit, where all the nations gather together. Okay? So that proves that in the scriptures. Hills, mountains, waters. It's all talking about nations and people. Go ahead.
Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the noble.
So what we're doing is we are rebuking. Remember Ezekiel 35th chapter says, "Set thy face against Edom, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it." So that's what we're doing. We're revealing the secrets of this place.
Discovering the skirts.
Yep, discovering their skirts, making bare the leg.
That's right.
Okay? And we're telling them what the Bible is talking about. We're telling them what you're going to say. Y'all going to go into war. We're prophesying what y'all going to do. And this is why they want us off the court. This is why they use the psyops and the agent provocateurs and the crept unawares and the false witnesses and things like that. Okay? When you go into the word persecution, it actually goes to make a legal attack. See? When you persecute someone, you're making a legal attack against someone. Okay? And that's what this devil's gonna do. Just like they did with Yahweh in John 18 chapter.
Hey, that's the spirit. I got.
Go ahead. The same setup on what Yahweh went through, going to this person, to this king, to this person, Pilate. You know? That's what we're gonna experience, man.
Hey, because I did a lesson on this earlier, and it, not exactly what we quoted to, but like Yahweh when he was being apprehended,
Yeah.
you know, he was out. He said like I was out there teaching every day.
Yeah, y'all ain't doing shit too. Yeah, y'all ain't
Now,
doing that.
but they was watching, they was plotting the whole time. Same way with us. First was not greater than the past. This is Mark chapter 14, starting at verse 48.
Right.
It says, and Yahweh answered and said unto them, are you come out as against a thief with swords and staves to take me? All right? They came at him like a thief. You know, like he did something wrong. Like, yeah.
Like how they came against the ogre and Shrek. Everybody bound together with the pitchforks and the jump.
Yeah, it's jumping. Yeah. You know, like, hey, that's the same way they're gonna try to come at us. You know, it's
He ain't
aggressive.
did nothing but did miracles.
Right. You know.
Alex Jones trial before shot.
Yep. What's the verse 49, Mark 14 and 49. It says, I was daily with you in the temple teaching, but you took me not, but now the scriptures must be fulfilled. You know, it's another one that says, now the devil Sabbath day or something like that. You know, I think that's the week. But yeah. So we daily, we weekly, you know, brothers daily teaching, you know, and they ain't seeking to do, you know, apprehend us, do nothing like that yet. But that's for an appointed time, you know, for that point.
Steps.
Yeah.
They're marking our steps, so what they're going to do is they're going to try to use our words, what we're saying, against us in the court system. That's why this is our testimony. See, this is our testimony, and we supposed to confess Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. Because remember, he said the words that you speak, I will put in your mouth. See, so the words that we're saying, we're justified. We justified on everything we said. We ain't apologizing for shit. They had that nigga Alex Jones apologizing. All right, he was apologizing. We ain't apologizing for shit we saying, man.
Right. If they came at Alex Jones, that's a precursor for what they're gonna try to do for the prophet. They using him as a means to set up persecution abroad, you know, for everybody.
Yeah, Alex Jones is one of the major conspiracy theorists of the 90s. He's the most outspoken. After Alex Jones, everybody wanted to be a conspiracy theorist, get into the globalists. Everybody really, besides the Apostles, Great Millstone, was learning up under Alex Jones and certain shit. There's other guys was out there too. And other Michael Tazarian, but Alex Jones, he was that nigga.
That's why they make it the example.
They make him a public fucking example. That's why his lawyer said, he said this case is Alex Jones versus, he said this case is, whatever they named it, Scarlett Rose and Haley something versus Alex Jones and freedom of speech. Why do y'all got fucking cameras? Why is this live?
Yep.
That's the psychological warfare. Everybody can tune in. Now everybody, yeah, lock him up, find him. No, he's innocent. blah blah.
That divide.
When you watch the
Then
comments,
other niggas, other conspiracies are like, oh shit, do I really want to upload this video? You know?
What's the name of the
The water, brother. It's a stage.
theater? Yeah.
It's a stage, man.
And did
It's
that,
a stage.
they did that for every
It's a-
period, but they had cameras.
It's a stage, man. Well, we got to do it.
This is Luke 21, verse 12. It says, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogue
Yep.
and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers.
Hey, we
for my name's sake.
gotta prepare for that. Well, we were preparing now.
Meditating on that last night.
We're preparing now. And I've been thinking about this case for a minute. Like, man, this case is some shit. You know? It's like, hey, yeah, they gonna have us on the chopping block, man. We ain't got no money. You can't find us for 45 million, man.
Right.
You have to lock us up.
We'll get it back in blood.
His network actually filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah, but they didn't let it go.
Yeah,
They let
yeah.
it go. They're like, no, you ain't gonna file for bankruptcy, nigga. They stopped everything.
They finna put
He said, I'm broke. You know that. He said, InfoWars is broke.
He said he spent all his money towards InfoWars.
He said, yeah. You think all the lawyers, all the team, the this, that, all that shit.
But they put on
Yep. You shouldn't have sold out. He was making millions.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
making millions. And I ain't talking about no 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 million. Nigga, I'm talking about in the 80s, 90s million. Okay? 100. Probably more than that. You gotta think about it was InfoWars. And then what else was it? It was InfoWars.
Prison Planet.
They got that cut off.
Yep, Prison Planet, yep.
It was Prison Planet, InfoWars.
He was selling all the documentaries. He was selling the herbs. He was selling everything.
Mm-hmm.
He was selling the DVDs to Bohemian Grove. He was selling all that shit.
Shit, he went to did he go to Bohemian Grove and sat in the audience and shit?
No, he snuck in.
He snuck in, quote unquote. Yep. Can't sneak in that shit.
He gotta sneak in there. Like, he gonna jump up. Where the goddamn spirit going? The damn Satan. They
He
fuck
gon'
with Satan
right, they gonna spot your
He
ass.
like, who's here? Who's in my house?
Who's this fool sitting here?
They're like, come on, man. They were
But that what made him big.
Right.
That was the beginning. That was the ending of Bill Hicks and the beginning of Alex Jones.
Yeah, that series with Alex Jones, he was going to the Bohemian Grove site, right? And he was like trying to like record motherfucker, talk to people and shit.
He showed the demon.
Yeah, yep, showed all that shit.
But that's how you know he's plugged in, man. Can't nobody break into the fucking
Anywhere I can get in.
got a whole camera.
The fuck out of here,
That
man.
nigga's an insider. He was an insider.
Yep.
But now they turned his back on him.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
give me all that.
So now you're doing too much.
Debo with his ass.
Yeah, sometimes you get to doing too much.
Yep.
You know? You either get to doing too much or it's like, look, look, look. That's why a company with hell should not be the rich. Go ahead, I got it.
Verse 13, it says, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it before in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay, nor resist. Spirit, man. You gotta worry about what you say.
Well, that's actually right there. That's actually going into the game says the people who's paying attention and listening to you. They ain't in, they ain't out. They game says they those bystanders. Read that. You don't think you gotta go get Mark 13 and 11. But read that.
It says, and it shall turn to you for a testimony.
Yep.
Settle it before your heart. Settle it before in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist.
Yeah, it's something about niggas. Niggas. You can't say that against the Lord. everything that we're saying is actually some of the past. We're justified. So they're gonna be like, oh shit, y'all was talking about the market beast. CHI people. Oh shit, I just seen the article. Oh. Then they should know that the crop has been among them.
Or just walk around like they tough and shit.
You know?
Like you tough, like you can't
Go ahead.
God, this is somebody come shot.
Go ahead, read it.
Verse 16 says, and ye shall be betrayed by both my parents and brethren and kinfolks
Yep.
and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death.
Yeah. Because you're gonna have family. I just want to say fuck your family, man. Fuck your family. Unless they in the truth, unless they believe in the truth, unless they support you in the truth. You know? But for the rest of them, the hell with it. Because those are the ones, it's just like with the COVID. Telling them people who ain't got masks on. You know? Oh, mom, such and such ain't got a mask on. This person ain't got a mask on. You know? It's like they're gonna start rewarding people for telling if they're going against any laws. So, oh, we gonna be publicized now. We gonna be publicized. Oh shit. And don't think, look, you gotta remember, this is like special victims. You got the perpetrator, you got his mama, you got the mama boyfriend, you got the mama sad nigga, you know? You got the sad nigga's girlfriend, you got the sister, you got the sister boyfriend, you got the sister's 5 kids, you know, you got the auntie husband, and you in the middle. They gonna go to all these people that's surrounding you, text messages, Facebook, whatever it is, and they gonna be going to people, hey, I'm doing this. Where you are? Boom. Where they at? What they doing? Boom. That's what the fuck they gonna do.
They still got money out Snowden. On Lucy Snowden, they had interconnected web, just like you said. They had a board up, and they had lines put on to everybody that had ever made a connection to in life.
I like when they do that.
So your baby mommy, auntie, cousin, Tracy.
Snowden.
Yeah.
Snowden, they had that. And they had
They gonna come for your baby mama first.
Yep. Oh
Come
yeah.
for your girlfriend first. Oh, remember he hit you?
Yeah. That nigga on such and such and such and such. Get your ass up.
Every nook and cranny they can get at you. Some of them they gonna have your search history up there.
Yeah, they have everything. They put all that shit on there. Put all that shit on there. All your deep secrets.
Just like a bounty hunter. The bounty hunter does that, right? Until they find him, like they sweat all your food.
They don't lie.
And they keep coming
They don't lie.
consistently and make it annoying until they crack it and say, look, the nigga over here. Yep.
They gonna come like my man's off of the Django.
Warning.
He betrayed to be somebody else, but then when it's time to reveal himself, he revealed himself. Yeah, that's when you got agents around. You gotta watch the people around. You got agents, then you got spies. People working. Cousin, your twice cousin removed. You don't know nothing about this nigga. Hey, cuz, Facebook shit. Hey, what's up, cuz? We should link up. This nigga a whole agent.
That's why you gotta watch for like family members and like so-called worldly friends that come back into your life out of niggas.
Yeah. Gotta watch out for old Israelites too.
Yeah, quick precept real quick. This is on Galatians 2:4. It said, and that because of false brethren unawares brought in. And who came in private to spy out our liberty, which we have in Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, that they might bring us into bondage. So y'all brothers mentioned that, you know, you got spies among us, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust no fucking body, man. Nowadays, man.
Well, the greatest example of that is Judas.
Yeah, Judas, yeah.
And I got that because brothers went into how the enemy's going to keep our words. For your house,
Yep.
It's the book of St. John, chapter 18, and verse 19, and it reads, the high priest then asked Yahweh of his disciples.
Cain right there, boy.
You right.
It says, John 18:19, the high priest then asked Yahushua of his disciples and of his doctrine. It says, Yahushua answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue.
like what you gotta bring up video, nigga?
Right.
We on the World Wide Web when we live. But what about this? Nigga, yeah, that was me. That's what I said. What about this?
Yeah, I
Be
did.
doing it openly, man.
Did you see? Hey, but you know, I leave you gonna take it a step further.
But that's like it. That's why they. You say that. See, that's why you got the spirit gotta be on you. They came. Pilate came to Yahushua. He said, "Did you say that you were the king of the Jews?" He said, "Thou sayest."
If thou sayest.
Thou sayest.
Yep.
See, that's what y'all said. I ain't never walk around and say I'm the king of the Jews. That's what y'all say. Trying to trip up on your word. That's in oh man, real quick. Let me get there real quick. You say words.
Get to those that they got that deep fake technology.
Yeah,
that they can make you say things that you didn't say.
Right.
They just
That's John 18.
Yeah, they can add shit to it.
This is Mark 12:12. It says, and they sought to lay hold on him, but feared the people, for they knew that he had spoken the parable against them. And they left him and went their way. And they sent unto him certain of the Pharisees and of the Herodians to catch him in his words. See? So they were trying to catch him in his words. And how did they do it? Let's go to Acts 6, because they didn't understand. Acts 6 and 10. It says, and they were not able to resist the wisdom and the spirit by which he spake. Then they suborned men, which said, we have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moses and against the Most High. And they stirred up the people and the elders and scribes and came upon him and caught him and brought him to council and set up false witnesses, which said, this man ceases not to speak blasphemous words against the holy place and the law. It says, for we have heard him say that this Yahushua of Nazareth shall destroy this place. Right now, what are they talking about when they say to destroy this place? I'm speaking about the temple. But he was really speaking about his body. He said, I'm gonna destroy this temple. Titus, that's patient division. Yep. So they used his words. They tried to use his words against him. When he said he's gonna destroy the temple. The Romans built the temple. You know, they added extra parts to the temple. That's how they was getting the money. That's how the Romans, the Pharisees and scribes were getting money. And they said that he does many miracles. If they believe on him, he shall take away both our place in nation. You know? Because they was getting their revenue. So they said they had to tell the king, Pilate, whoever it was, and to tell him he said he was destroy this place. You know? So whatever we say, that's why we always gotta go by the scripture. Thus saith Yahweh Shemosai, thus saith the Lord. Read from the book. Because we're justified if we keep speaking through the book. You see? So you other niggas gonna get caught up. Because y'all saying all this other shit that ain't in the book. So y'all not gonna be justified. Y'all not gonna be protected. You see? Y'all talking about all this other shit. Christ and bear arms and we the black black extremists. See? That black extremist has a negative label on it of terrorism. Of course they're gonna bunch us all together, whatever. But your words are not gonna be justified in sight of Yahweh Shemel Shai, and your ass gonna get put to death.
Right.
You gonna get taken advantage of, man. You get tortured, you get your ass beat. Because this go around the prophets, hey, we're gonna get delivered, man. This go around, the prophets gonna get spiritual powers, man.
Right.
We ain't gonna go back to, we ain't gonna be getting destroyed and fucked up like back then. They ain't gonna be able to subdue us like that, man. He said he's gonna lift up the standard.
Didn't how God said? He was like, my kingdom was up now, then my servants fight.
Right.
So now his kingdom is now. So it's coming now. So the servants will fight.
Well, Daniel 8 tells you that the saints will take the kingdom.
Yep. America will destroy. We're gonna go around and hunt and take down all other nations because America's gonna destroy. We don't want this shit. Go ahead.
Back in St. John chapter 18 and verse 20, Yahushua answered him, I spake openly.
Sorry, go ahead.
I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue
50 minutes.
and in the
10
temple,
minutes, 8 minutes.
where the Jews always resort. It says, and in secret have I said nothing. Why axest thou me? Ask them which heard me. What I have said unto them, behold, they know what I said.
Well, yeah, basically, you know, we ain't got nothing to hide. We ain't hiding. You know, righteous man said in both. We talking to each other. You know, and at least they seeing it and they in great fear because when the prophets wake up, hey, they roots. You know, we elect, should I say? We sealed. You know.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 37.
St. John chapter 18 verse 22. And when he heard, and when he had thus spoken, one of the officers which stood by struck Yahushua with the palm of his hand, saying, Answerest thou the high priest so? Yahushua answered him, If I have spoken evil, bear witness of the evil. You know, so going back to the point brothers making earlier, man, they're gonna hold our words against us, just like they did Yahushua. You know, see, I'm going back to that Alex Jones thing, man. You know, they look at him as guilty, you know, even though we know it's set up, but they look at him as guilty already before it's even time.
Real quick, Psalms 37, starting at verse 30, it says, The mouth of the righteous speaks wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. All right, that's what we do. You know, we speak wisdom, all right, to the elect, you know, to wake up the elect, all right, and we speak of judgment. That's all we, you know, prophesy about. The judgment that come upon this wicked society, all right? So we're not doing it that's wrong, you know, in the eyes of the Most High, but in the eyes of the world, it's considered.
Who may lay charge to the Most High's elect?
Right. Yeah. You know, but they're gonna falsify charges about it, man. They say we did this, we did that. You know, bring up false witnesses. All right, true.
Well, what's that nigga name? Not Bobby Seale. He was the dude. Yep.
Talking about the Black Messiah?
Frank? No.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the Black Messiah. I'm talking about no. I'm talking about who was with Bobby Seale and Bobby Seale and what's that nigga name? Henry. Light skinned nigga. Damn. Yeah. P. Newton, whatever the fuck his name is.
Huey P. Newton.
Huey
P. Newton.
Huey P. Newton is Bobby Seale. But it was the dude. It was another dude who was with them who was new, and he was the one who was the rouse, the one who wanted to rouse everybody. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's go. He was an Asian.
He worked for the CIA.
He worked for the CIA. He was the one who was. I ain't talking about the Black Messiah. That's dealing with Fred Hampton. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the Black Panther Party. I forgot his name, man. But anyways, he was the one who was in the group. And he was the one who was always there. You know what I'm saying? You should do this. You should do this. What y'all need? You know, rousing everybody else. You know? And people begin to follow him and gravitate to him. Like, oh shit, this nigga about that. He really down for the cause. And he was a fucking legend. Exactly. Same scenario with Fred Hampton, the Black Messiah, same thing, but it was big with the Black Panthers. They had a lot of agents coming in. You know?
Who's called COINTELPRO?
COINTELPRO by that nigga. J. Edgar. You know? So you don't think they're gonna try to infiltrate this? And this is the real deal.
know, easily know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Agent of Israel, especially with the spirit.
Yeah, I was shot me. You know about you, but he just don't play.
Hey, what do? Yeah, like with the Black Panther thing, there was something like they set up to overlook the whole thing.
Yeah, I
But they
can't
set
think
him in there
of
to basically, what did it like to say about Judah, how he laid down his empire? They set this Edomite up to basically lay this
Pacify
down.
him.
But they try to like teach him to not be violent, not go about it in a violent manner, because they have like guns and all that. But it was all agent type of work, because eventually that whole thing was destroyed. Everything else was set up, but you got that book, how the white man got rich, man. It goes into that. They sent these agents in specifically to try to, I don't know what the word is, like basically divide the group that is being created. So, go like spying on the women.
Yeah, well, a little bit more here. Back of that. It said, back in Psalm 37:33, it says the Lord, no, 32, Psalm 37:32, the wicked watches the righteous and seeketh the slayer. I'll read that again, Psalm 37:32, the wicked watches the righteous and seeketh the slayer. Right, so you got, wicked, be wicked, Esau, Edom, all right, his agents, sellouts, all right, that's actually watching the righteous because we're speaking, right? We're not speaking of the evil,
We're speaking everything out that Bible.
Right.
See,
We ain't saying nothing about right?
Right. And they're going to say that we trying to be violent, carry weapons, because you got certain groups like Sakari. Yeah. They're going to point to them like, look, so they got guns, and, they're at the shooting range. They're going to bring old footage, and try to tie us all into that, but the Lord going to be with his elect. Matter of fact, if you read verse 33, it says, the Lord will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. So, the Lord ain't going to leave us in the hand of the wicked, when they come down with that persecution. The Lord, when we be at that number, all right, the Lord's going to protect his elect.
You got something? About these last few precepts.
I got this one. This is Mark chapter 8, verses 38. It says, whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. And that persecution is part of that our temptation. That's the This is John 15, and I'm gonna start at 18. Go ahead. No, just the reason why persecution has to come is because that's when he get Esau to his fool's pride. And he finally believes that he's gotten his hands on some of the elect. All right? It's gonna draw out that, like you were talking about earlier, that basis, pure nature of who he really was. That's when the grounds for the Lord to really destroy the way that he's gonna come.
Touched not by anointing.
Oh yeah, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Because you touch the most holy thing, man.
the apple of thy eye.
We his, man. If you touch a man's woman, he can fuck you up.
Yep.
You touch a man's woman, that man is gonna fuck your ass up.
And if she cry out, like you say, if you're trying to rape, somebody else just
Crying out.
that's what this do.
That's why.
Yeah. A virgin. It said no virgin, no guile, no deceit found thy mouth. That's what the elect is. Basically precious to the Lord.
Hey, that's why the Lord said, thou word, I shall help you. I shall even take you by my right hand.
That's why the MOTV is such a big deal. Because that's Esau trying to take us.
He trying to rape us. He trying to fuck us.
Yeah.
He trying to fuck us.
Trying to take us through possession. That's what that market is. It's a
Trying to
brand.
fuck us.
Ezekiel 9 and 4. It says, those that side abomination of the Lord.
So that's that Daniel crying out. Because we're virgins. We ain't speaking no other philosophies. They ain't speaking of other doctrines. So that makes his verse. That means we're pure in the sight of Yahweh Shemel Shah. That's why in Isaiah, he touched his mouth with the coal. He said, your iniquity is gone. Now you're pure. By saying, well, see, that's why it's so powerful and why we got to say out of our mouths. We're going to be justified, man. Same thing that happened to Jeremiah. He said, don't say that you're a child. I'm going to put my words in your mouth. See? That's you got to think that's bad. You know? So what we're saying is really through the Holy Spirit out of the book. We ain't talking about what we want to do. We know we can't fight with this nigga. My arms don't get tired. You know? If you get a sword or a gun, the bullet's gonna run out. It is, this nigga know how to do the walking shit. Make the bullet go. He perfected his blessing. We got shit on that. The weapons of our warfare, not carnal. Go ahead, I got it. This is the last precept, let you guess it. Yes, I'm right.
This is John, St. John chapter 15, verse 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world.
I've chosen you out of the world. See? That made the Lord hand-picked. Just like that. You know, when you're going to look for what type of water you want, there's a lot of different waters in here. In the cooler. And you want the right one. 9.5 pH. You chose that. That's what the Lord did with his elect. That's why I said what? No one should be able to pluck them out of my hand. So this nigga will try to pluck us out of the Lord's hand. You know?
I like that analogy. Right. Like, it's going to be beneficial to you.
Yeah, that's why.
So it shows the elect that it's going to be beneficial to you.
Right.
But I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Verse 20. Remember the word that I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me. They had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin, but now they have no cloak for their sin.
Keep going down.
God, he that hateth me hateth my Father also. If I had not done among them the works which none other man did, they had not sinned. But now have they both seen and hated both me and my Father. But this cometh to pass that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their laws. They hated me without a cause.
So everything that began to do to the Lord, like in Matthew 1st chapter, as it was written, racial children crying in the wilderness and something like that. But in Matthew 1, it was saying, this was fulfilled. So the same thing that was happening before, that got fulfilled. That's why all things must be fulfilled. It says, second measure, the same set measure. Everything has to be fulfilled. They have to attack us. The Lord has to put the standard upon us. Okay? We have to get spiritual powers. The chair's gonna have to come. The missiles will have to get flown out. Alright, the elect is gonna be saved by two women and scarcely saved. We're gonna come down. All this has already happened. We're just we're filling in the positions in the movement.
That's why Yahweh Shah was all about prophecy. When they couldn't apprehend him, he was like, look, prophecy got this.
That's why I told you, go do what the fuck you gonna do. Go do what you gonna do. I know what you about to do. Go do what you gonna do. time. Yeah, it's the time. What you gonna do? That's it.
Version I would turn into.
Yep.
You had mentioned it. I got the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, and verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord, outside, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. It says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Mm-hmm.
So going back into what the brother's talking about as far as, being that virgin, right? Being the Lord's woman, right? When this devil try to come and, take us, right? And that's when the Lord's going to stand, right?
It remind me of, when Israel crossed the Red Sea. Pharaoh sent out the army. He was like, let's go get them. They tried to chase them to the Red Sea, and then everything swallowed up.
Well, before that, the Lord put a division between them. The chariot. The chariot shot down the fire. It was separated. See? That's what's going to happen. Miracles are going to happen. When they come against the hopeful elect, alright? Hold on, let me this. When they come against the hopeful elect, the saints of the Most High, the Lord is going to deal with it. This is Revelation. Revelation 20:9. And they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city. And fire came down from the Most High out of heaven and devoured them. See? So when they try to compass us round about, guess what? The Lord's going to destroy them. Okay? That's what's going to happen. The missiles, nukes will come down. Chariots.
Archangel Michael.
Yep. 2nd Letter, 13th chapter. Michael gonna stand up for the people.
Right.
It's like the movie Immortals, when the humans was losing, then they all came down. Woo!
Came down.
Daniel 12, Michael gonna stand up.
Man, that's one of my favorite scenes in that movie. That's what that time. Alright, you close out.
Hey, hopefully they edifying. All right. Hopefully the lake out there. Like always, we're close. Give all praise for you out Hey, Shalom, my fault.
Bye.